Good evening and welcome to BJC Mitzvah Day number 241. Part 1, used in Sefer Hachinuch Mitzvah Day keeps your soul on its way. The prohibition to take revenge. Says the Pasuk in Parshas Kedoshim, Lo sikom v'lo sitor es b'nei amecha. You shall not take revenge and you shall not bear a grudge against the members of your people. This verse contains two mitzvah prohibitions, one against taking revenge, which is this mitzvah, and one against bearing a grudge, which is mitzvah 242. The verse then continues with a mitzvah obligation to love one's fellow as oneself, 243. The Chinuch will explain each of these in turn. We are commanded not to take revenge. That is to say, we are prohibited from exacting revenge from another Jew. The description of this matter is as follows. In a situation where one Jew has wronged or caused pain to his fellow with regard to any matter, says in the footnote, whether by performing an action that brings him harm or distress, or by failing to help him in his time of need, where the usual practice of most people in the world in such a situation is that they will not cease to pursue the one who wronged them until they have repaid him his wrong, or they have made him suffer as he made them suffer. It is from this type of conduct that Hashem, blessed be He, has restrained us from His statement, you shall not take revenge. It says in the footnote here, the Torah demands a more elevated standard of behavior in one's dealings with his fellow. Rather than focusing on another's wrongdoings, one must focus on his own shortcomings and on the fact that everything is ordained by God, as Chinuch proceeds to explain in his discussion of the purpose of this mitzvah. This mitzvah does not limit one's right to demand restitution in a situation where he has a monetary claim on his fellow. For instance, if one suffered damage or injury from another person, he may certainly take the necessary measures to recover his losses in the court. However, other than this, such as when the one who was wronged was merely denied a favor and has no monetary claim against the one who wronged him, he may take no action against him. All right. The Chinuch cites the sage's explanation of this mitzvah. A quotation from Sifra to this verse. How far does the force of the prohibition of taking revenge extend? It applies even to a case where one does not actively harm his fellow in revenge as follows. One person said to another, lend me your sickle, but he did not lend it to him. On the following day, the second person, who had refused to perform the favor the previous day, said to the first, lend me your hatchet. The first one replied, I shall not lend it to you, just as you did not lend me your sickle. With regard to this response, it is stated, you shall not take revenge. That's revenge. Based on this illustration, extrapolate all other cases, i.e., this illustration serves as a model from which we can deduce that the prohibition encompasses any form of retaliation for a wrong. Thanks for listening to Sponsor Future Mitzvah 36 100 of the Gold. Have a great evening.